Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are all well and welcome to another food vlog. I am going to make another recipe out of this Woolworths Herb and Spices cookbook, step by step. And it's going to be on page 50, the eggplant with a tomato herb sauce. I'm quickly going to read through the recipe because, as per usual, I'm going to fiddle with it a little bit. I've got 5 baby marrows, courgettes left, which I am also going to do because I think that will go well with the tomato and herb sauce. It seems that they have got very slender brinjals. Mine is little fat ones. And so I think I might have not enough sauce if I'm going to keep to the recipe. It's supposed to be 30 minutes preparation time, 50 minutes total cooking time, because every single slice of aubergine is going to have to be fried. So these clothes are going to have to go into the wash because I hate it if I take clothes out of a cupboard and it's got that oily, frying, kitcheny smell. And if you fry stuff, you always will have that problem. So it's going to be 6 to 8 slender eggplants. I have fat ones. Olive oil for frying. 2 tablespoons of oil extra. 2 cloves of garlic crushed. 1 onion chopped. 1 red capsicum seeded and cut into small squares. 2 ripe tomatoes. I'm going to do 3. I'm thinking that if judged by the amount of heat that chili gave the soup of yesterday, that this is going to be a hot sauce. A half a cup of vegetable stock. I will use Ina Parman's vegetable stock powder again. 1 teaspoon of finely chopped thyme. That is the fresh thyme. 1 teaspoon finely chopped fresh marjoram. I don't have the fresh marjoram, so I'm going to use the dried one. 2 teaspoons finely chopped fresh oregano. This is the fresh oregano here in the front. A 1/4 cup fresh basil leaves shredded. These ones are the basil leaves. 1 teaspoon sugar. 3 to 4 teaspoons white wine vinegar. I've only got the red wine vinegar. I'm going to use that. A 1/4 cup small black olives. I only have the green stuffed olives, so I'm going to use that. Salt, pepper, and then that is the recipe. This is all the ingredients that you're going to need. Okay, I'm first going to prepare and cut the brinjal up into strips so that I can put salt over it, that most of the liquid can be drained out of the eggplant. It is a scorching day here today, a scorching day. They did not take the skin off, so I'm not going to take the skin off either. Now I wonder how I'm going to cut this. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. Not as thin as theirs, but it should be fine. Mm, that's already a lot more eggplant than shall I now do all of it? Because I do know that it shrinks quite a lot. It's almost like cabbage. It goes to nothing. Okay. Um, Let me not do it all. The thing is with eggplant, unless you roast it in the oven, it is a lot of frying. So you stand in front of that pan for quite a long time, and it is a very, very hot day here today. I'm just quickly going to throw some salt over. It's very spongy, so it discolors also fairly quickly. It goes like a brownish color. So what I like to do is with my salt, I like to sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice over, like you would do with banana or avocado pear. I'll do the same with my brinjal to prevent it from discoloring. And I just want to use bought lemon juice. It's now not the end of the world if it's not fresh. Just cover it. Okay. So this is what it's now looking like with the lemon juice and the salt. I will wash them after this, otherwise you're going to have very sour, very salty aubergine. So I'll rinse all of that off. I'm just going to cut and tail the baby marrows. I have realized that the chickens, these new chickens, they eat everything, which is actually nice in a way. But now my compost heap is suffering. They are real gobblers. They've been brought up like that. There's in front of their coops, there's a whole veggie garden just for them to snack on and destroy, with cabbage heads and spinach, green beans, lettuce, you name it, it's there. So they like their greenery, and I actually can't keep up. They love tomato. I never realized that they would love tomato, but they love tomato. I'm also just going to cut them in half. They also have a tendency to cook away to nothing. Um, Lots of liquid retention in these veg, almost like a cucumber. Not the ideal time to be in the kitchen, but this is now another way that it goes. The onion must be chopped. I wonder if one onion is going to be enough. If I'm going to use 3 tomatoes, maybe I should use an extra onion, a rotten onion. Now, some people will most probably cut the inside out, but I just can't do it. That was just a bad buy. You can hear how the dogs are panting. I think I will have to put the fan on. It is just hot. Actually, it's swimming pool weather. I don't know. What am I doing in the kitchen? I almost forgot to do the tomatoes. Just going to cross them at the top, like that. And then I will just pop them into boiling water to get the skin off. Because as you know, I can't stand tomato peels floating around in any dish, if it's a hot dish. Just waiting for the water to boil there. 2 teaspoons finely chopped fresh oregano. That would be these ones in the front. 1 teaspoon equals 5 ml, so 2 teaspoons will be 10 ml. 1 tablespoon is 15 ml, so or half a tablespoon is 7.5 ml. That looks like 2 teaspoons exactly. Can you believe it? So this is a bit of a tedious recipe to make. Get the thyme off the sticks. How much? 1 teaspoon. Now you need to have time. This is not a recipe that you're going to be able to make if you're in a hurry or pressed for time. You're going to have enough time to make this. Yeah, this is a time-consuming recipe. And this should make it then, it should be a very wow dish on the taste buds. Otherwise, the effort and the time won't justify the means. I'm afraid. This looks like a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. It's falling everywhere but on the board. It's falling on the table. I've got a nice thyme carpet here on the tile floor. It's a bit messy. You can see I don't often work with fresh thyme. Yeah, it's got a beautiful smell though. Um, Cottagey people will now will make bunches and then they will hang it up in their house. Yeah, I'm not like that. Um, as much as I admire it and I think it is very quaint and everything, it's not my style. Unless you have the right nookie in your house for it. Um, I don't have a nookie house. I don't even have a front door. Yeah. This thyme has literally landed everywhere but on the board, but that's fine. Basil, a quarter cup. So we know what a quarter cup is like. Because yesterday was also a quarter cup. Basil is one of my favorite herbs, I must say. I do think basil goes fantastic with tomato and herb breads, pasta sauces. Yeah, firm favorite. I'm now going to rinse off the eggplant. Where are we so far? Tomatoes are lying in the boiling water so that I can skin them. Baby marrows are halved. I'm not going to do that one. I've got enough onions that have been chopped, red chili, basil, thyme, oregano, garlic. The brinjal slices have been washed. And I'm using sunflower oil for the frying. I'm just going to do the same with the courgettes, the baby marrows. Same with the baby marrows. All the fans are on in this house. It is so hot. Tomatoes have been skinned and chopped. Almost ready to take out. Yeah. And then the onion, I'm still going to fry the onion in the same oil. And let's fry the onion and the garlic. Okay, so stir the onion and garlic for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then we're going to add the chopped tomato and the capsicum. Looks very little, but very fiery. And we are going to let this cook down a little bit until it's starting to look like a tomato sauce. So it's for 2 to 3 minutes. Then as soon as it starts to soften, after about 2 to 3 minutes, add a half a cup of vegetable stock. Now I have decided, typical in Sunnet fashion, I am going to add the brine of the olives in. Yeah, I think it's going to be far more flavorful, and I think the olive flavor will go nicely with the tomato and the basil. So I'm adding the olive brine in as instead of the stock. And now it must cook down till it has thickened. Okay, I have tasted it with the olive brine. It is already salt enough. So I'm not going to put the salt in when I need to put the salt in. And I'm also not going to put the vinegar in because with the tomato, it's fresh tomatoes, it's already acidy sour enough. I'm not going to make it more sour than what it is because there's only a little bit of sugar going in. So I'm also not going to put the vinegar in. My decision on the recipe. And we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of sugar. They say all sugar to taste, 1 teaspoon, and if it's not right, then obviously you can add a little bit more. This can obviously cook down a lot more. I'm going to add the herbs now for the last few minutes of cooking done because it is too hot. I actually want to get out of the kitchen. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to add the stuffed green olives instead of the black olives because I had that in the fridge. The aim is to empty the freezers, the fridge, and the pantry. Fresh basil. Round. The thyme. The oregano. I do not have fresh marjoram, so I'm going to add the dried marjoram. A teaspoon, which is 5 ml. I do think the black olives would have given it some color, contrast, but I hate the little black olives in brine. And a lot of restaurants like to serve that with a salad. I prefer a Kalamata olive, which has marinated nicely and it's got some depth in taste to it. That little black olives is like the oyster version for me in the olive family. That's like salt water. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of black pepper in. My favorite. But these little molds don't really work well. You must mull yourself to death before you have any black pepper. I find it very frustrating. You mull and you mull and you mull and you turn, and then there's just absolutely nothing falling in the pan. And then what I do is I take my fine black pepper out and I black pepper my dish. That will smell much easier. I don't have patience there. Okay, and I think then that is it. I don't want it completely dry, so I'm going to leave it like this. And I'm so glad that I did make the extra sauce. From a very hot kitchen, I want to say thank you for joining me for this vlog and for being with me till the end. I hope to see you in another video. And as always, please look after yourselves and keep well. Until next time, goodbye.